yeah, maybe I'm being a dick, you know. I'm not You're not supposed to judge people. I'm not judging people, but it's just maybe I am. Maybe I am. You can tell me in the comments, maybe.
So I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah.
Hello, my beautiful crew members, and welcome to another video just for you. And once again, we're back at it with another unscripted rambling session. In today's video, I figured we could talk a bit about gym atmosphere, pet peeves, and just thoughts about gym culture or gym behavior, icks that I have, or the things that I don't like. I feel a bit like venting, or maybe also some things that I think are great that happen at the gym. I don't know how to describe this. I guess I'll just start my train of thought here. We all have different kind of gym atmospheres that we prefer. Some like the old school basement bodybuilding gyms, others like the more polished new school apparel, if you will, when it comes to gyms. I do appreciate both. But yeah, what kind of prompted this video actually is something I saw on Instagram, and it has to do with the most basic of, it's not even a pet peeve, it's just something that's generally understood as being extremely annoying, and that's people not putting their plates back. You know, goes without saying at this point. But it has been brought to my attention that there is something that people call a courtesy plate, a courtesy plate, and that's supposedly when you leave one plate on the bar for the next person. But that makes absolutely no sense, because how do you know that the next person is going to need that plate? Maybe the next person is a skinny teenage female who is at the gym for the first time. Maybe it's her first time using whatever machine you're leaving that plate on, or whatever bar you're using that plate on for whatever exercise. You cannot know or guarantee that the next person will actually be able to use or even need whatever plate you leave there. So to me, it was just bonkers that there's even the concept of a courtesy plate that people are justifying. So yeah, I figured definitely wanted to bring that up because that was news to me. I mean, I've only been training for 6 years, but and that was the first time I ever heard about that concept. And I was at the gym earlier today thinking about that, and I'll insert the clip somewhere here now. And I just looked around me and I noticed that the last couple of people that have been working out around me all had left, well, not all, but a whole three of them. And the gym wasn't super full. But the people had left just their weights on the machines or the barbell, whatever they were using. And that is not even including the machine I was using, because there were plates on there, stacked on there as well. And I was like, it's weird that in the year of our Lord, 2026, this is still a problem, or that this is still something that people do. Or maybe this courtesy plate thing is trying to normalize this now, but it's like this is such a dead horse. Like, why does this still need addressing? And what is with this whole courtesy plate thing? Like, is this just people trying to normalize leaving weight on the bar? It had me thinking about also this litmus test with what's it called, the carts that you the shopping carts, you know, people who return shopping carts or not. And that's basically kind of a good identifier if someone is a good person or not, because if you, like, you don't necessarily gain anything from putting the shopping cart back, you know, but it's like not being a dick. I would love to see if someone did a study of people not putting their cart back. The people can't even talk. The people that leave their plates at the gym. I wonder if there is some overlap with the people that are not returning their shopping carts. Some food for thought, because it's kind of the same thing. It's like, or at least very similar. And I'm not saying I mean, we're all human, right? Sometimes you forget to take a plate off. It has happened to me before as well. But still, I know it can get annoying, especially. I mean, I don't like bringing up how much I can leg press because that's not like a measurement of strength. But it can get annoying if you like leg pressing 180, 200, maybe even more, and then you have to like unload the plates and stuff. But there's still no excuse to leave plates on there, especially in leg press machine because it's so annoying. Oh, actually, that can be a good segue into something that makes a gym session better, or is at least very nice when it happens on leg day. If you are training legs and you have loaded up your leg press and you've taken your set to failure and you're so tired, and now you're like, damn, now I have to move the 200 kilos back off the leg press onto the rack with the plates. And then when someone comes in and they're like, leave it because they're gonna use it next. That is the best one. It's always so nice when you have like using lots of plates on any machine and that is plate loaded. That is, and someone says, "Okay, leave it. I'm gonna use it next." It's always like, yes. But the best one that can happen at the best one is a leg press because it's so annoying to load and unload a leg press machine. So yeah, that is a very positive thing that can happen in the gym. That's very well. I mean, that's just lucky, I guess. And but it does. It's like when nice things happen at the gym. It has such a good effect on your training session, even if it has nothing to do with you. Like when I'm at the gym and I see someone hitting a PR, and them and their friends, they're like, yeah, it's just like it gives you aura. It has this aura of effect, and everyone's in it. They get like a boost in morale or like a boost in strength or something. That's what it feels like. It's always very nice. Yeah, the opposite is true when people are being dicks as well, but luckily that is exceptionally rare. Which is something I don't know, like I think it's not just me, but a lot of people that have never been to the gym are just very scared of the people that do go to the gym for some reason. Even though I like to think they're like actually nicer than the average person that you encounter in the world. Or maybe I'm just it's probably biased. But back to the original topic of atmosphere, and the one thing that I think, regardless if you like your gym to be the old school garage, the gym to be one of those fancily neon lit places, one thing that is always going to be really important, at least to me, and I guess to anyone who bodybuilds, but in general, when it comes to gym atmosphere, it really is lighting. Like, good lighting or bad lighting can really make or break your gym and the experience of training at that gym. And also for us bodybuilders, it's like if you have to do posing practice, and because you kind of have to see what you're doing basically, and if there's shadows all over you, or even worse, there's like some weird windows that like have like some reflect some stuff on you that creates, like if you get these specks of light and stuff, terrible, then it's not going to be very easy to do posing practice there. So yes, for me, the number one thing when it comes to atmosphere in a gym really is lighting, definitely. And the other thing that can make or break a gym is the equipment. Now, I'm not saying you have to be like, obviously, like my ideal gym would be all hammer strength, amazing equipment, but I'm not saying that. You can have like on the cheaper end as well, but having a decent selection where you can get most things done, very important as well. That can definitely be a make or break situation. But I mean, there people also have different preferences, and it depends what's on your plan. But you should at least be able to, because some stuff you can work around with. What I'm saying is a gym that has a selection that you could work around most things, if that makes sense. Another thing that can make or break gym atmosphere is music, or the lack thereof. It can be a great thing actually if a gym has no music. And that was very cool when I went to Dubai in the dungeon. There was no music, which is kind of refreshing because obviously people have different music tastes. But I think so. Yeah, no music is amazing, or a gym that has music that you like. But then there is also the question of volume. because let's say you don't have the most fanciest noise canceling headphones. It is so annoying when a gym is playing music you can't stand and it's just kind of blaring low key over the music that you have in your headphones because it's that loud. It is so annoying and that can totally ruin the atmosphere and the vibe of your whole session. And I don't know what it is with commercial gyms oftentimes blaring this music that I don't understand, right? And again, we all have different music taste, right? I understand that it's fine. But in a place where you go to physically exert yourself, why are they playing the most sleep inducing, meandering, I don't even know how to explain it, or just it seems inappropriate, at least have something a bit more upbeat. Luckily, that is not super common these days, but sometimes you go to like a super commercial gym and the music they're playing, it's just like, who made this playlist? What were you thinking? I'm trying to come here to hit a PR on my headphones down. You expected me to do that to this music? Like something, I mean, it doesn't have to be like heavy metal or funk or something like that, but just I don't know, generic gym music. I guess whatever they play in the background of corn, if you know what I mean, would be better than what they're playing in some gyms, but it is how it is. Something else that's irritating to see at a gym, and you may have seen this as well in some commercial gyms. Now, I'm not a personal trainer, right? And I barely know anything, right? I'm nobody. What do I know? But you see sometimes in commercial gyms trainers that are having a session with a poor person who just showed up to the gym. They'll clearly be new to the gym and they're trusting this personal trainer at this gym. And you're just going about your session and you just keep seeing, because you see them doing their thing and you're just like, what are they doing? Sometimes I wonder, like, does a person? I know it's a meme these days with like, oh yeah, anyone can be so easy to get this personal trainer certificate or however it works. But does it really mean that little? Because I've seen people do like it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense. Like they'll have them run for cardio before they start lifting, and then they'll start lifting, and they'll just allow their client to do lifts with terrible form, won't correct them, and then also just the most random exercise selection. I don't know, like I said, I'm not a personal trainer, but I've seen some stuff where I'm like, I'm pretty sure this personal trainer needs a trainer, and that's just frustrating every time to see. Because I imagine if you're new to the gym and you have no experience and then you don't get any results or maybe you even hurt yourself or you just learn also bad practices, it can totally imagine turn you from the experience down the line as well, and that's just very sad. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with some gyms hiring the most incompetent of people. Something else that I sometimes see at the gym that irritates me more than it should, and I'm trying to just look away and not notice it, but it bothers me every time. That's when people do maybe not even it can ego lifting can be a part of it, but it's just when people are doing like barely even quarter wrapping something with terrible form and oftentimes way too much weight. And I'm always trying to think like maybe this is some weird type of training that they're doing. Maybe they're injured and they can only do a small range of motion. But then it still doesn't make any sense because the form will be so bad. And I'm always like torn because I'm like, maybe they don't know, but you're not supposed to just walk up to people and give them unsolicited advice, right? But then I'm like, man, I remember when I was at the gym and I was still trying to, figure out my workouts, this and that. And I was always wondering if I'm doing something wrong. I was like, I hope whenever I'm doing something wrong, or I hope someone would come up to me and tell me, because I don't know. But that in general at the gym, there's always, if you see someone where you like, they kind of look like they need help, but you're always like, you don't want to go and give unsolicited advice, right? So yeah, but back to this quarter wrapping thing. I remember I saw this girl and she was loading up weight onto the pendulum squat, right? And she was loading up a lot of weight, but she looked like she was kind of like, it sounds mean, got a kind of skinny fat, and she was loading up weight and another plate. I'm like, okay, let's see, because I was sitting on the seated calf raise and it's basically right in front of me. And then, oh my God, like, I don't always expect people to go fully ass to grass or something, but like, I don't even know how to describe it. So she was basically like, oh my God. And she looked so proud of herself doing it as well. I'm just like, bro, no. Why right in front of me? I don't know. Like, I don't know why this upset me so much, that session. But I was almost like, it felt like she was disrespecting the exercise, if that makes sense. I'm like, no, this is not. I'm not the best at squatting, right? Like that is one of my weakest lifts, right? But still, if you just use less weight, just I don't know, man. It shouldn't bother me so much. But when or pull-ups as well, when people do pull-ups, right? And then they do that thing where they kind of hang on it, but they're not, going all the way down. They don't do useful range of motion. They're not even doing like butterfly pull-ups, which I also think are a bit ridiculous. But I get that serve a purpose, whatever, it's fine. But they'll do that thing where they really quickly they do like this. I'm sure that works out something as well, or maybe they're warming up, but I just think it's ridiculous. There's just some things where I'm like, I kind of roll my eyes there. That's a me problem, I'm like, I'm just yeah, maybe I'm being a dick, I'm not, you're not supposed to judge people. I'm not judging people, but it's just maybe I am. Maybe I am. You can tell me in the comments. Maybe I am the asshole. I should put one of those. I should put a post on the am I the asshole on Reddit? Yeah, I will. If you are at the gym and like you're new, like I will not judge you. But if you're doing like fifth, like not even a quarter rep, but like if you're doing like, yeah, really, if you're disrespecting the exercise like that, then I will judge you. Yes, that I will judge you for. I don't care if you're failing a lift, if you're not lifting much, but if you're just messing around, which brings me to my next point. That's something that is irritating to see as well. When people are taking up a machine very long, and that's because they'll be doing like sets of 30 reps on the leg extension machine with barely no weight, and it's not even like bothering them because they're texting at the same time. And I've seen this more often than you would think. Just someone sitting on the leg extension machine texting while they're doing their set, and they're just like, they're not even exerting themselves. I don't think they know that you don't actually get muscles from just showing up at the gym. You actually have to work out. But yeah, and then they take up a good amount of time there as well. And if you ask them how many sets they have left, they'll look at you very annoyed that you have interrupted their sets of sending 20 messages to their friend. Very annoying behavior. Yeah. But I mean, you can be at the gym if that's what you want to do. Fine. But it, yeah, it's just a bit stupid, and like, I mean, you can come to the gym whatever reason you want, but to just sit on the equipment, text, and not really do anything. I'm sorry. This video was weird. I guess I just wanted to vent a bit about stuff that I find annoying at the gym. But I would like to hear from you guys as well. Is there anything that you guys have pet peeves about, anything that you love to see at the gym? Like, yeah, something I love to see at the gym as well is when I see a really obese person there, because they are so cool and brave for being there. And I mean, because I was one of those, and I'm outing myself for being for I used to be insecure, okay? And I literally that was part of the reason why I mean first I wanted to focus on diet, but also I was not confident enough in my physique to even go to the gym and out myself like that. So that's why I just like did my little home workouts. I could have definitely it would have been better if I went to the gym, but I wanted to lose weight first before going to the gym. I was that person. And that's why when I see people who don't wait to be at like a worthy weight, that's such a toxic thing. And that's something I wasn't able to overcome. So every time when I see someone who is at the gym, who is going there, who is bettering themselves, and they didn't wait to be at the right weight for them to feel like confident enough because they are confident, then I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, they're better than me. They showed up to the gym, maybe on their first day, stronger than I ever was. And it's motivating every time. And the cool thing is, this is another thing that I love to see when you go to the same gym for a while. And there will be the super fat person that came in like a while ago, and you just see them like transform, and they'll get stronger, and they lose a bunch of weight, and you can see them changing. And it's just that is also such a motivating thing to have this like to have people around you just glow up. It's very yeah, it's like all of this has like an AoE effect. And like everyone at the gym, it's very nice. The gym is just such a nice and positive place, ultimately. Even though sometimes there are people that leave their weights lying around and whatnot, and I don't know, like text on the machine, but in general, that is not enough to ruin the experience whatsoever. Oh, actually, with this courtesy plate thing, I think there's one exception. That is the what's it called? Where you do the hyperextensions on. Where you do like your hyperextensions, that thing where you bend over. Sometimes that is super far away from I don't know why in a lot of gyms that is just like located somewhere where in the cardio area or whatever, and sometimes it's really far away from the plates. So if I see that machine like has like a couple of plates of different weights lying around it, like that I don't mind because then people can just use them. They're not in the way. Anyone can use the machine without a weight. They don't hinder anything. They're not an inconvenience, and it just means that the next person might not have to walk all the way to the other side of the gym to grab a plate or something. That's the one exception where I'm like, okay, it doesn't do any harm really to have like a couple plates leaned against this machine because it doesn't. Yeah, that's. But depends on the gym. If the plates aren't super far away from that thing, then you might as well just put them back. But yeah, I guess that's the one. But even then, at the end of the day, then the gym staff have to come pick it up, and it's a bit. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling for now. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Do you have any pet peeves, anything you love? I think I asked that a minute ago before as well. It doesn't matter. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a crew member. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.